welcome once again to the Microscope with Joe. The first book I want to be talking about is Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. The central message of the book is the inevitability of change. That simply means that change is constant. And that reminds me of an ancient philosopher, Heraclitus, that said the only thing that is constant is change. It is a small book of 4 characters according to the author. The first 2 characters are called minds, that is Sneem and Skewery. Then the other characters are called the little people, Hen and Hawk. It will be quite good to give you just a brief story of these characters. Sneem and Skewery, Hen and Hawk. They were always going to the maze to look for cheese, and they saw the cheese. When they saw the cheese, every morning they go there to take the cheese to eat. And at a particular time, Sneem and Skewery, they were observing the cheese. They were constantly observing it. They were proactive enough to observe the cheese to know the state of cheese. While Ham and Hawk, they were not even bothered about observing. They were not observing the cheese. So at a point when the cheese was disappearing, because they were very observant, they were observing the cheese, they already knew that the cheese was disappearing, and they were already thinking of the next step to take. While Ham and Hawk, they were just okay, they didn't even know what was happening to the cheese because they were not observing, they were comfortable with the state of things. And the cheese finally disappeared. Ham and Hawk, they didn't know because they were not observing. While Skewery and Sneem, they already knew, they left that place, they were already searching for new cheese. What does this have for us? The first point I want to bring out there is observation, power of observation. It was Stephen Covey in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that speaks of proactiveness as one of the habits of effective people. We must develop that power of observation, just like Sneem and Skewery. We're always observing the cheese. That power of observation helps us to know what is happening around us. First of all, what is even happening within us. It was Socrates that said, "Man, know thyself. An unexamined life is not worth living." When you observe what is happening within you, when you observe what is within you, you know how you are feeling, you know what is happening, you will know the necessary steps to take when things are not happening the way you wanted. Even your place of work, are we observant enough to know what is happening in our space of work, in our places of work? Are you observant enough that, what I'm constantly doing, things are no longer working the way it used to be? Are you observant enough, just like Sneem and Skewery? You must be observant. Because it is only when you watch and you're observant, you watch in your relationship, things are not happening well. If you are observant, if you have that power of observation, you will know that things are not happening well. You will know the necessary steps to take, just like Sneem and Skewery. So we must develop that power of observation, like Sneem and Skewery. Secondly, when you observe and things are not happening the way you want it to be, you are not getting that satisfaction, you're not getting that feeling, satisfaction from your place of work, from your relationship as students, from your studies and the rest of it. When you observe, the next thing, what should I do? What steps should I take to make things change. When you observe that things are not moving, you take decision to like, oh, what should I do? Should I be reading to get new ideas of how to manage that situation, to take steps? Is there a need to go back to school to do some courses? Is there a need to go online to study some courses? Is there a need to go to counselor in relationship, for instance, to look for different ways of doing what you were doing? So you begin to take steps. It is necessary to take steps, just like Skilly and Snake are taking the steps. And when you now take steps, you begin to discover that things are actually different. Things can be better than the way you used to do it. Alright, I've mentioned 2 points in this book. The first one is observation, power of observation. When you observe very well, you know the situation of things, and then you begin to think of the second step, which is steps to take, actions to take to make things better. Just like Snake and Skilly, when they observed that the cheese was disappearing, they took the necessary step of looking for another one. And the disappearing nature of the cheese signifies change. Change is the only thing that is constant. When you observe the environment, when you observe situations, even relationship, in your place of work, when you observe things that are changing, you now know that there is that necessity of taking steps to meet up with the change. It is quite good when you take steps to ensure that you take actions to make things better. It is far better to take action or steps in making things better than not taking actions at all because of the fear that if I take steps now, that one will be worse than what. So what I want to emphasize is first, the benefit of taking steps, the benefit of taking actions to make things better. The second one is it will be worse if you do not take actions at all to better the situation. First, the benefit of taking action. When you take action, even if you fail in the process of taking action, you will learn from such failure. In fact, failure is a postponed success. So in the process of taking actions to make things better, when you have observed that things are changing, there may be ways, there may be obstacles on the way, there may be times you will fail. You will learn from that. Because just like Snake and Skilly, do you know that in that story, when they were taking action, when they were looking for new cheese, at the point they were even lost in the maze. They didn't even know their step. They started retracing their step. So next time when they were searching for cheese, they didn't follow the way that led them astray because they have learned from their failure. So in the process of you even taking actions, in the process of you taking